Welcome back, everyone, to the complete Pineleaf. I have arrived back here in Argonite, and I've found a couple of rangers here. Farron, hello.
Argarknife, the bloody gore.
The Nirnhalls we have spoken with in Udun are terrified of this place. They mention a stronghold called Saragost, the Blood Fort, but we don't know where it is or what lies within. We believe that that's where Sweet Lara lives. The secrecy around here is as thick as the fog rolling off the swamp. Rodrogue and I are about to depart in our first scouting pass and could surely use another set of eyes. Primarily, we are looking for a safe path deeper into the bog. Alright, I might as well scout a couple locations while I look for the elf, right? And what do you need to do while I look for the elf? Defeat diseased fauna? Okay, I guess that makes sense. So, right, a wolf, a boar, a rat, a crow, and flies. Okay, I could do that. And I also need to investigate flora. Well, seeing how I'm going to be collecting samples all over the place, I will presume that will fit in with that particular request. There's a rat right there. I presume a rat is on the list. I mean, you would think so. Yeah, a rat is on the list. So that's one down and several more to go. That is a... Oh, somebody... Oh, this rat. Yes, now we have... Okay. Now, we need to also take care of this wolf. Now, the thing is that I can see the necessary fauna moving around. What about the flora? I suspect the flora is not going to be moving. Actually, this is Middle Earth. I can't assume that the flora is going to stay put because look at all those horns we had to kill. I mean, well, I would presume horns will count as flora rather than fauna, though horns aren't on the list, so it's sort of an entirely moot point, I think. It's just as well there aren't any horns around here. Ah, here she is. Hello.
This land is foul, but we must watch it carefully.
I would rather be anywhere else, but that is precisely why we need to watch this land. Mithrandir believes that the bloody gore will be the birthplace of the next great plague. If such a disease is to spring forth anew, it will be from here, Pineleaf. I mean, look around you. Mithrandir wants us to collect samples of flesh and stem and water from Marganite. How very unpleasant. I will aid you in this. We can each collect half of what Mithrandir wanted, and then we will meet back here. Well, that's one way of taking care of it. Now I only need 30 samples, so I need 10 samples from animals, 10 samples from plants, and 10 samples of water. Bubbling water. I presume this bubbling water is what I need to... Alright, let's see, what is this? This is a plant sample. Alright. Okay, good. So it's not one of the plants that the rangers want me to collect. It is just a plant sample. Whatever that means. And what about animal samples? I presume, though, that the animal samples are going to be from killing those nasty plague-ridden animals, such as these rats. Hi there! Yep, that is the case. Now, what about these flies? Do they count as plants? I mean, as animal samples? Yes, they do. Right. This isn't going to be as bad as I first thought. If it, except for the fact that I am now handling these really infested things without any protective equipment or anything like that. Okay, I'm in battle gear, so I guess that's a type of protective equipment, but not against a plague. Nope, not at all. I hope this is a sufficient amount.
Just before you returned, I saw movement in the brush over there.
Yes, I saw movement in the brush. I recognized the shape of an orc, and I had pulled my bowstring taut before it could be react. It's lying over there in the water to the northeast. Go see if it lives. To the northeast. All right. Well, I would presume it doesn't live any longer if she shot true. That is a dead orc. Dead diseased orc. This orc is dead. You remove a parchment from its hand. Alright, let's see what's on this parchment and if it has anything useful on it. Lareth, I have entrusted this response to the Kashai. You are welcome to keep the bearer for your own purposes, if you should find him useful. Let that soothe the sting of my master's refusal to heed your call. Saragost is not a suitable location. Perhaps Nagroth would be more fitting site for the masters of Mordor to meet? Dogrist, on behalf of Borngos, Lord Akashai and the Flame. Alright, so Dogrist works for Borngos, alright, who's the Lord of the Akashai. And he's suggesting Nargroth. So, of course, Borngos wants to meet at Nargroth, which is his area. And, of course, Lareth wants to meet at Saragoth because that's her lair. I have a feeling everybody's going to be suggesting their own lair. How about you say about this?
What did you find? The orc carried a message.
I don't like the sound of this, Pineleaf. A meeting of the Masters of Mordor can signal nothing but trouble and ill omen for us. Well, I guess you do have a point with that.
I will test the samples with Arthalos, but you must complete a different task.
Yes, the creature that gave this message to the Kashai I slew, named Dogrist, and the words were on behalf of Borngos, to whom we have learned little. I propose that Lareth has requested that the Masters of Mordor attend at Saragost, and they have sent the responses to her in the hands of runners such as the one that I killed. Other responses must be on their way to her, and we must learn of their disposition. Defeat orcs and evil men in every variety near the following sites, and you may intercept communications intended for Lareth. I suggest the Spire of Luroche, the settlement of Fushambal, and the camp outside Narbad. Good hunting to you, Pineleaf. Good hunting. What? Oh, and the Tower of Kirith Ungol. Oh, what a fine, what a fine set of places to go. Well, this is Mordor. Are there any good places in Mordor? I strongly doubt it. Now, how close to Lugosh do I need to get? Well, I first have to get through all these people from Barad-dûr. Here's a note on him. What does this one say? And is this related, or is this something even nastier? Acceptance from Dulgabeth. Lareth, mistress of Argonath, I have heard thy offer, and I think it most compelling. I know that thy love was for the Lord Sauron, but he did not return it in kind. I will not make that mistake. Together our enemies will fall before us, and we will sit upon twin thrones and rule Mordor forever. We will marry, and let that be the union to make our enemies quake. But to thy second suggestion I must decline. Saragost is not a suitable location. May I suggest the bones of Barad-dûr instead? That would be a place most fitting for we two to ascend to the rule of Mordor. Dagobeth, Lord of Mordor and heir of Sauron. Right. Yep. Why am I not surprised? I didn't have to get too close to Hugash in order to get the information I need, so maybe I don't have to get too close to Kirith Ungol. I was going to say spider-infested Kirith Ungol, but this place doesn't exactly look free of spiders either. Hey, you have any messages that I can use? Ah, here's something. See what this says. Roglarg, Captain of Kirith Ungol. Listen to me, worm! Unless you want to be given to the thing that stalks the tunnels beneath your command, you will maintain your position in the tower. I want Kirith Ungol defensible in the event Dulgabeth gets the upper hand. He seeks to ally with the Lady of the Blight, and if that comes to pass, I will need Durthang and Kirith Ungol made ready. I think he has signed the order for his own death, but if I am wrong, I want to know Udun and Hlingris are secure. Ugrahor, Captain of the Pit, and Lord of Mordor. Alright, so Ugrahor then hasn't accepted an invitation or requested an alternate location, but he's not exactly on friendly terms with Dulgabet, so I guess that makes sense. I'm not too sure what we're supposed to learn here at Fusham Ball. After all, I don't think that the people here are involved in the upper politics of Mordor, but perhaps I'm wrong in that. Well, I have found a letter from Mugrakor. Interesting. Well, let's have a look at that. As soon as this guy has been settled, now let's see what this letter says. Lareth the Stained, Lady of Light, I hear your call, but I do not trust it. I am afraid of no man or beast, but I know better than to pass beyond the walls of Saragost. I will attend the meeting you have called, but not in your own fortress. Let the masters meet at Durthank, my own stronghold, and I will set aside my distaste for you and your kind, and will hear what you have to say, Urahor, Captain of the Pit, and Lord of Durthank. Why these guys have anything with that, I have absolutely no idea. But so much for my hypothesis that Urucor was going to completely refuse the thing. But of course, yeah, he doesn't trust her any further than he could throw her. We have finally arrived at Oradir. It's hoping not to have to be at this place again, but then there are plenty of places in Mordor where I would rather not be. I have found a sighting of Uridani. My lord, I am writing once again, as you have requested, to report of the walking flame was once again seen near Narrabad. None know why she goes where she does, or if she is doing the horror's business when she is given to this wandering, but I will keep watching. She makes me uneasy. She looks right at me, though she was a distance away, and I felt a burning in my head. This message is not signed, but it is covered in blood. The Khashai from which you took the message must have wrested it from the original bearer in combat. Oh, wonderful. Simply wonderful. Well, I suppose it's time to get back to Hearthaling. I suppose I should do some scouting while I am looking for her, because whoever knows what I'll find. As you head north, the foliage begins to thicken. Well, I hope you just mean that there is more foliage and not that the foliage physically becomes thicker. Well, I suppose that's another possibility. Regardless, now, let's see what else I can find. I need to check the crossroads. The path splits here. You can continue north or east. I believe she is more to the east, so I will go that way. I think she's going to be up there somewhere. Let's just do one more quick thing for the scout. An Uruk fort guards the path deeper into Argonath. Yeah, that looks like an Uruk fort. It's unlikely anyone else would have a fort looking like that, especially in Mordor. Hello there, I brought back the letters.
It sounds to me that the masters are willing to meet, but not in their rivals' strongholds.
Ah, I wonder why. Very well done, my friend. These messages shed enough light on the situation for us to determine a course of action. Mordor is tumultuous enough that each of the masters wishes to consolidate its power. They are willing to meet, but don't wish to meet in their rival strongholds. I can't blame them for this lack of trust. Indeed, it seems wise for each of them to exercise an abundance of caution. But they each want the ascendancy of Mordor. This meeting will happen. But where will they finally agree to meet? Well, that's a good question.
There is one who has watched the movements of our enemies longer than any of us.
I've had an idea, Pineleaf. Each of the masters of Mordor has walked this land longer than either of us, and they know its out of the way corners better than we could ever hope to do. Even I, who fought during the siege of Barad-dûr at the end of the Second Age, and saw the shape of the land then, cannot pretend to have the knowledge to seek of those who seek to rule Mordor now. But there is one who has demonstrated such knowledge of this land to us. Do you remember? I do not trust him, for who truly could, but he has watched the movements of our enemies and knows somewhat of their motivations. I speak of Zakharog, Pineleaf. The spirit in the stone may know more than us, and know the place the masters will settle upon for their council. So I need to speak to Zakharog again. Oh well. Excuse me. Something is bugging me. Now, let us find Zakharog. I doubt this will be a pleasant conversation. There is silence in your mind for so long that you begin to doubt that Zakharog will speak to you. Then, just as you are about to turn away, the presence returns. The questioning sea buffets you as before. Where will the masters seek to meet? You ask the spirit. The only reply is silence. Have such meetings occurred before? But Zakra does not reply. The questioning sea recedes, leaving behind only sand and silt. Skeletal fish wriggle madly on the dry bed, grasping and dying. Then you notice that their numbers. 9 fish die in the water's absence. The presence in the darkness, the Zakharog watches you closely, and the fish are gone. A sudden flash of light blinds you with its brilliance, and you recognize a flat space with sparse trees near many falls in the southern reaches of Klingris. Hateful chittering fills your ears, and you know there are malevolent creatures behind you, but you're unable to turn and face them. Then you hear a voice of Otley Spiderbane, and you know he hunts the creatures that stalk you. Zakharog makes his demand, and his desire fills your mind and echoes in your ears. Key. Kill. Kill. I certainly didn't want to come any closer to Alhingris so soon, but I didn't have much choice here, right? Oh, hold on. Oh, Atlee! You need help? I almost killed it, but now it returns! Oh, my goodness gracious! Well, let's deal with this spider then. Alright, is that it? Haha, well done! You're welcome. Now, alright, I came to Lingris, I went to the waterfall, and I killed. Actually, I'll maybe do a little bit more killing here. Certainly the spirit will be happy about that. What could possibly go wrong? Well, after I take care of these spiderlings and their mommy. You can't forget mommy. I'm back. I killed the spider. Unlike your previous visit, Zakharov does not make you wait this time. He is present immediately with a hungering and eager need. The spider is slain. Zagros' confusion is apparent. You see the hidden gully of Lingris once again, and feel the stalking shadow, and hear Atlee Spiderbane bellow his battle cry. A feeling of great insistence spears you over and over. The spider, you say once again, and Zakharov responds at once. The dwarf. No. You're buffeted by disappointment and anger. The spirit's rage is a crushing ceiling that presses down upon you. It is a cauldron of boiling fire that scalds you. It is a torment of icy rain that freezes and pierces your skin. It passes, and Zakharok's rage is replaced by a sullen resentment. Where will the masters meet, you ask once again. And Zakharok shows you the 9 dying fish, inexplicably and inexorably breathing their last. Finally, the images fade, and your feet are compelled to walk to the northwest. Zakharok remains, nursing his disappointment, but you are confident that he has given you what you need. To the northwest. That way? Well, let's see if I can do this without burning my toes too much. Mount Doom fills your vision, and you know at once. The masters will meet on the slopes of Aura Druid. Well, that sounds like a important place that's currently neutral territory. It appears that they're likely to meet at Aura Druid. What will Heartland say about this? We have to find that out in the next episode of Complete Pineleaf.